The latest in the Gayest podcast is intended for listening by adult members of the LGBTQIA plus community and their allies. Discussions may contain material not suitable for folks under the age of 18. Listener discretion is advised.
This week, a Nebraska senator filibusts some anti-trans laws.
And TikTok's takedown takes over the internet. All this and more on the latest.
And the gayest.
Hey Josh, I have a question for you.
What is it?
Have you let loose today? Because it seems a little bit like you're holding it together, baby. And quite honestly, what's the use of that?
I don't know. You're right. I should let loose. There's no excuse, really.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those like medicine commercials, like ask your doctor if letting loose is right for you. Have
Oh my
you
god.
let loose today?
Have you?
Letting
Oh my goodness.
and then you got to
That's like
start
a
doing
probiotic commercial. Yeah.
I know, and then you got to start doing the incredibly fast, like letting loose can lead to experience of heartache, diarrhea,
Diarrhea,
abdominal
nausea,
pains,
vomiting.
and possibly death.
Women who are pregnant or plan to be pregnant should consult their doctors before letting loose.
If you if you if you're planning on letting loose, please do not take any flights over 7 hours long, as letting loose may cause certain abdominal pains during extreme flights. Yeah.
Do not operate heavy machinery while letting loose.
Do not operate heavy machinery while letting loose.
And then at the very end, it's like, I'm so glad that I let loose. And it's like a woman and her husband, like on the beach, riding bikes. That's what I want to
Or
do.
no, you gotta do the like they're having like a picnic in the park or something. It's like
Hmm.
my husband and I let loose, and we've never been closer. Ask your doctor if letting loose is right for you.
Or it's like a montage of like one woman's like,
They're
it's like,
running through the fields in like some
mhm.
kind of white silky robe, and like then it cuts to them in a pottery class, and then they're like throwing the frisbee with their dog, and then they're
Mhm.
like having a backyard picnic with the fam, and then they're like at a community pool, and their kid like jumps in the pool, but it like splashes all over them, and then
And
they're
they're like,
like oh you kids.
or it's like, how did I make more time for my family? How did I get that new job? How did I,
How
finally
did
fit in that
I
dress? I let loose. I let loose. I let loose.
try
We need
letting
to make
loose today?
we need to make a commercial. Lucy LaDuca, I know you're a listener. We need to make a commercial for letting loose.
Lucy LaDuca, friend of the pod.
Hmm.
Um, which, speaking of, sorry, Lucy, but I am Team Sasha. So,
I'm Team Sasha or Team Lux.
I mean, like, yay Connecticut, but I'm Team Sasha.
I
I
think
I
okay,
don't I
so
don't know what else to say.
I think Sasha's gonna win. I
I
think it
don't.
just like it just makes
She
sense.
she's already a drag superstar.
Hmm.
So
She doesn't really
what
even need to win to like
on
continue
a
being iconic.
literally like she was iconic before Drag Race. So just being
Honestly.
Sasha Colby, like there's literally no reason but for her to win.
Yeah, I mean, she walked in, and literally, everyone knew
Yeah.
who she was. Everyone knew who she was.
But should she not be able to fulfill her duties, then I do agree Lux would be a fitting
I was
uh
so well because I thought Lux was gonna go the whole season without being in the bottom, but
mm,
then tragedy struck.
sadly.
Sadly, I mean,
I was also I was secretly rooting for Miss Marsha, Marsha times 3.
Mhm.
I had like a little bit of a hope. Like I knew I love me some Marsha times 3, but I did know that she wasn't gonna win. Like I
Mhm.
could tell that Marsha if you're listening, Marsha, friend of the
And she
pod,
is. Mhm.
um, we love you, but it just wasn't in the cards.
And
But
it is what it is. It's hard on these streets.
you've got all stars. You've got
You've got all stars to either have the editors redeem you or double down on the things
I was
they
gonna
could.
say, or she'll be edited as like the villain of the season,
Yeah, are you? Yeah.
which I felt like this season it started off as Mistress, but then
Uh-huh.
like once she like low key adopted Sugar and Spice,
Hmm.
then everyone was like, I like her. She's fun.
Oh yeah, at first it was like anti-mistress vitriol, like death to
Yeah,
mistress, hack her account, get her banned, get her
literally.
blocked, and then they're like, oh my god, oh my
But now
god,
her and Sugar and Spice are all like cuddly wuddly.
right. So
Yeah.
now their proximity to the white twinks is
Oh, the white twinks are letting loose.
mm. Yeah, which it's so strange to me, like the whims of the Drag Race fandom, like it's really like a flip of a coin if you're gonna like do well or not, or if they'll like
It's
you or not.
it is very true. It is very true, yeah.
And it's like with Lucy too. It's like just because like she like talked about her mini challenge wins, they're like, oh,
Yeah.
I, you're the worst. But then for some
Hey.
reason they randomly halfway through the season decided that Let Loose was iconic, just arbitrarily, just like, yep, let loose,
I was
and
gonna
then
say, I feel
everybody's
like
like loved all of a sudden. It's so
yeah,
strange. It's such
it
a
was no, literally on social media, one day it was just like, normal drag race shit. And then all of a sudden I start seeing me if letting loose was a crime, or like have you I want or is like the photo of Uncle Sam with his
I
like
want you to let
I
loose.
want you to let loose. And I'm like, where did this come from? And I guess everyone just
Nowhere.
decided that Lucy LaDuca was going to be the meme of the season, which
Like
I mean somebody's got to
let
fulfill the
loose.
role, so I guess
Yeah,
I guess if it can't be Sugar and Spice, then it's going to be Lucy.
Lucille. Yeah, and that's also I see a lot of tweets of that like Lucy LaDuca's descent into madness needs to be studied. Like,
she was um she was back in Connecticut recently. I didn't
for
go
her
see her.
elimination, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to go see her, but she was there at her home bar in Hartford for a viewing party for Drag Race.
Was Amethyst there
Um
too?
yes, her and Amethyst were there.
Robin
And
Fierce.
I
Gone but not
I
forgotten apparently.
I was gonna say I don't know if Robin was there. But yeah, her, Lucy, and Amethyst. And Amethyst was like plugging her music the whole time, basically.
Oh really?
It was like, or at least from what I saw on social media. There we go again, the sun washing me out.
Oh.
Just for the record, for those of you listening at home, first off, hi, welcome to the show. Second,
Oh yeah.
um, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm just gonna look horrible the entire time because I where I record the show in my apartment is directly above two windows. And even with my blinds all the way down, it doesn't 100% like not let the sun in. So I'm probably gonna have to like invest in some blackout curtains if I like really want this to work.
And it will. We'll make it work.
We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna happen, but I do also have to pay rent this week. So,
Don't
that's
remind me.
that's gotta happen at some point. Um, yeah, but from like what I saw on social media, Lucy was like, "So Amethyst, what's up?" And then Amethyst was like, "I have music out."
She does.
Apparently,
I
I
mean, go
I
for it.
I had no idea that
Before I pass judgment, I'll take a listen.
I had no idea that Amethyst was trying to get into the music industry, but I don't know.
Was your talent number music? No, I don't.
No, wasn't
No, it was that backpack thing. She had the baby behind,
right, right. Yeah, and they did not like her.
which I don't think it was that bad. But
It's
She
whatever.
did. She did just do like a number, but like that's fine.
It's yeah. You know. I mean, at least she didn't pull a glass of water out.
Glass of
So
water, give me. Oh my god.
I mean, she did something. At least it wasn't, a glass of water.
But we gotta discuss Irene's looks and Irene's runway package.
I
It's
do.
been phenomenal.
That's the sad part is like seeing her stuff on social media. I'm like, had you not bombed the talent show so bad,
You
I,
would have
I
been around.
think I think she could have stayed longer because her looks were genuinely like I was very surprised. So, I don't know. But that's like the thing that sucks about Drag Race is like your looks, like you put so much work into it and then like one little fuck up can send you home, but then like everyone else on social media is like, "Oh my god, look at this. How the fuck did she go
Mhm.
home?" I'm
It's
like,
crazy.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
why I liked like on season 12 there was like no eliminations the first couple episodes.
Mm.
So like you had more opportunities to like imagine if we lost Heidi the first episode.
Oh my god, I
I
don't
shuddered.
even don't even joke about that.
Don't even go there.
Don't I couldn't imagine season 12 without Heidi in closet. I love toast. That's that I think of every time I think of Heidi in closet, I just think of I love toast.
I always think of when she's like, "Am I the traitor this season?"
I mean Heidi
Fuck
it's,
you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck
fuck
you.
you.
I'm more about
I'm more
Heidi.
about Heidi.
It's
Yes.
congeniality right there.
Oh my god. We stand. Anyway, speaking of toast, we'll be right back. Let's take a break.
And welcome back for all you hungry and curious minds. We are back with our weekly segment, getting into the news, dissecting current events, and giving you thoughtful and informed opinions on them, which we like to call queer quandaries. Hell yeah,
And
B.
now, let's get into some news.
News.
So recently, four families in Florida sued the state on Thursday over some new rules prohibiting gender affirming care for transgender youth, arguing the bans violates the U.S. Constitution and should be thrown out. The two new rules from Florida's boards of medicine and osteopathic medicine prohibit medical professionals in the state from providing gender affirming care to minors in the state with gender dysphoria, including by administering puberty blockers, providing cross sex hormone therapy, and performing sex reassignment surgeries or anything other than surgical procedures that alter primary or secondary sexual characteristics. The rules provide an exception to the hormone therapy and puberty blocker provisions for minors that were undergoing such treatments prior to the effective date of the rules. The Board of Medicine rule went into effect on March 16th, and the Board of Osteopathic Medicine's rule goes into effect on March 28th. So the plaintiffs in the case are four anonymous transgender minors in the state of Florida and their parents. Only one of the plaintiffs, a 10-year-old trans girl, had been receiving some form of gender affirming care at that time, and that the case was brought according to the lawsuit, which was filed with the federal district court in Tallahassee. The plaintiffs are being represented by several leading queer rights groups, including the Human Rights Campaign, the National Center for Lesbian Rights, etc., etc. They named the state's Surgeon General and the two medical boards and its members as defendants. The transgender medical bans are not narrowly tailored to further a compelling government interest substantially related to any important government interest or even rationally related to governmental interest. Accordingly, the transgender medical bans violate the Equal Protection Clause of the state's 14th Amendment, according to CNN. So it's
Like,
they're yeah, though the care is highly individualized, some of the children may decide to use reversible puberty suppression therapy. This part of the process may also include hormone therapy that can lead to gender affirming physical change. Surgical interventions, however, are not typically done on children, and many healthcare providers do not offer them to minors. So this is making it like an extremely difficult situation for these families,
mm-hmm.
um, which is like still it's like it's again it's like I, it's one of those things where it's again I can't say I'm shocked,
But
but
still
it
disappointed.
exactly because it's Florida, which again I keep saying just scoop up Disney World and then like anybody else we feel like saving and then just blow the fucking thing off the map.
Hmm. Also, I'm
We
pretty
don't
sure.
need it.
Oh, did you hear that? I didn't put it as one of my things, but Disney's holding some kind of like summit for like the gays,
Yes,
which
I
is
did
kind
hear
of
about that.
slays. That slays. That slays pretty hard.
Hey,
Hey,
how y'all doing?
how y'all doing? I mean, also something to think about too is that actually no, I don't know if I'm no, never mind. Doesn't make a lot of
Oh.
sense. I'll look into it more. But then
Okay.
if there's any ground in it, I'll bring it up. But if not, then I don't want
Wonderful.
to. Excuse me.
Well,
Um, so I have like this my like, I was like eating chips yesterday and I like, scratched my throat
hmm
and now I'm just like dying.
damn.
Yeah, it's
Betrayed
just
by your
betrayed
own, yeah, betrayal.
by my own kind.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So according to an article by Lee Brown for the New York Post, a Nebraska senator with a trans son joins filibuster after bill banning kids' gender treatments is passed. So Senator Megan Hunt has promised to filibuster Bill LB 574 until June when this legislative session ends. Wikipedia defines a filibuster as a political procedure in which one or more members of a legislative body prolong debate on a proposed legislation so as to delay or entirely prevent decision. It is sometimes referred to as talking a bill to death or talking out a bill, and is characterized as a form of obstruction in legislature or other decision making body. So basically, they're like Megan Hunt is forcing uh and other I think other Democrats, I feel like people too are joining in on it. Because I don't think you can do it with just like
hmm
one person.
Right.
They don't have enough people to like totally push the bill through. So they're
Okay.
filibustering it and they're forcing it to constantly be like, what's the word, discussed, and not like letting it go past that stage until June when like this like basically when government ends for the that
hmm
session, which is
Okay.
pretty rad. I'm glad we didn't get rid of
Nice.
filibuster then.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Filibusters for good.
Hey. All right. Um. Next up, this week there was a very important um government hearing that took place and involving the CEO of TikTok was recently brought before Congress because Congress is looking to ban TikTok, and I just want to go over some of the like most important like bits and pieces from that hearing.
Uh-huh.
So there was a big thing about there's a company called one of the big things that they tried to harp on was that they think that because TikTok is owned by the CEO is a Chinese man, they're somehow convinced that that means that like TikTok is selling user data to the Chinese government. But the company that takes the data directly from TikTok is called ByteDance, and they're not a Chinese government owned company. They're a privately owned company. And TikTok CEO Shou Chu said he has absolutely no awareness of TikTok taking Americans' data and selling it to Chinese government. He even said that the government has never asked them for that data. They've never been approached. And he even had to go like just to get these people to shut up about it. He had to say that he would like make some kind of impenetrable firewall that will block US data from unwanted foreign access because these people are like that convinced that TikTok is selling data to fucking like the Chinese government, which if we're going to talk about that, let's talk about the fact that part of the reason why these people are getting so mad about this is because people like Mark Zuckerberg and people who run companies like Meta, they are so upset that people are using a social media app that is owned by a Chinese man and not an American owned or American based social media app like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Um, because these people are so pissed off about it, Mark Zuckerberg paid Congress people to help him try to get TikTok like taking uh, burp
Sexy.
taken care of as fast as humanly possible so that he can get like people back on his side and he can get people like he can get his business again.
Okay, no, Facebook's dead. I'm sorry, Facebook's dead.
It's been dead, but
The only
like
thing keeping
they're
Meta alive is Instagram. Facebook's dead.
no, and honestly like they're trying they're trying to attack TikTok for problems that literally every social media platform has, including Facebook, by the way. And they're coming down on Shochu and the entire company of TikTok. Like they're trying to make it seem like TikTok is the only social media platform that has these types of issues. In that like Facebook and like Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and all these other platforms are so innocent. But like let's not forget that TikTok has that Facebook has literally been like they've literally been proven that they have sold user data to the Chinese government.
Mm.
Like they've literally sold Americans user data to the Chinese government. So how are you going to go and try to accuse someone of that when like literally and then also this is a thing that I've noticed that Congress people love to do in general. Like so, you know, when you're under oath in a congressional hearing,
Mm-hmm.
if you lie, that's a federal crime. And we're all aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And when Shochu was saying like, yeah, I've never no one has ever approached me from the Chinese government or any of, you know, the people who work for TikTok. Nobody has ever approached us about getting US user data. Nobody has requested stuff like that. Um the Congress some of the like conservative members of Congress were like, "Well, I don't believe that." They wouldn't they would not let it go because they were like, well, how am I supposed to believe that? I'm like,
Because I'm under
this
oath.
man, exactly, if he was lying, y'all could take him to prison. So why on earth would he sit there under oath in a congressional hearing and lie about this stuff for fear of him going away to jail? Like, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
And
There's something
then
about like in like a congressional like court like thing that being like just like it's like, are you guilty? No, I don't believe you. Like, can we
exactly.
be
Like,
serious?
then why are
Can we
we
be
here?
serious?
Then why are we here?
Like, what are you doing?
Why
And
the
also
fuck
like,
are we here?
mm,
And then, oh my god, this question broke me. The Wi-Fi question. Did you hear about the Wi-Fi question?
no, I just heard about. The thing
Okay.
there's like two things I've seen about the whole TikTok thing because I just I don't understand it. I was waiting to hear
Okay.
you tell me about it.
So
I Go ahead.
there was there's a congressman who asked probably one of the most stupid questions I've ever heard any congressperson ever ask. He said he was asking basically the long and the veiny, the short and the veiny of it is if I have like the TikTok app on my phone and it's connected to my home Wi-Fi network, can TikTok then access other things that are on the same home Wi-Fi network? Like other smart devices, like, a computer,
Can TikTok
an
hack my
an
Alexa?
yeah, exactly. Can TikTok hack my Samsung smart fridge? Like,
Mm,
what? Like, no. First
no.
off, like this it's not like any different from any other social media platform out there in like those kinds of aspects. Like TikTok can't just automatically like just because it's connected to like my Wi-Fi network doesn't mean that the TikTok app can then also go access Lance's computer and his laptop and my laptop and my Apple Watch. Like what? That it's the thing is like they're asking these stupid ass questions because they don't understand any of it, but they just choose not to like understand it. That's the thing. They don't make an attempt to understand it.
It's like old it's because it's literally old people that don't understand technology.
Exactly.
Uh,
And then there was like
I like the one where it was like well, how come TikTok needs to know where my eyes are? And he's like, well, for the filter that they use, it needs to know where to put the sunglasses. He's like, well, how does it need to know that when the pupils have dilated for the app? And it's like,
what?
it was like, Mary,
Diva.
Mary,
Diva.
Mary.
Diva, 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 diva. Okay. I just the
It's so
whole
bad.
thing
It's
is
so bad. It's a
no,
circus.
literally. And then they made this whole big stink about the app like providing information that can be considered harmful to children, and they made this whole big stink about like we need to protect our children from harmful things, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, these are the same people who are putting in absolutely zero effort to ban things that are actually causing harm to children and actually like killing them. Things like guns. They're not funding things like universal health care, mental health programs. All of these things are not worth their
Abortions.
time and money. God forbid. But TikTok, oh, oh, that's a whole nother thing.
Um,
Like things that, yes, there's information out there on that app that like kids may like that could potentially nobody's arguing that fact, but there's the whole thing was the whole thing is like it's so stupid because they're trying to like be so hypocritical in the fact of we this stuff that you're putting out onto this app is harmful to our children and we need to protect our children. Okay, what are you doing to protect our children? So if let's just say TikTok gets banned, is that going to solve the problem of our children being in harm's way? Oh,
No.
we we can no longer find videos on TikTok of like how to, let's say, pick a lock, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's on there, you know. But we can no longer find that. The internet still exists. It's
Mhm.
not like getting rid of TikTok is gonna change this problem completely.
And I mean, I don't know. I think too about like during like I'll call it like the prime internet era. Like I think when we were young,
Right.
you could still find a lot of the shit.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
didn't live on YouTube. It didn't live on TikTok. It didn't
No.
live on Instagram. It didn't live on Twitter. It lived on the weird. It's really about supervision, and it's really
Yep.
about parents being aware of what their kids are doing, and
Yeah.
parents just sorry to the parents who might be listening, but
Sorry to this man.
y'all weren't really
Sorry to this mom.
sorry to this mom. Honestly, y'all weren't. I mean, in their defense, maybe they were at work, or maybe they were doing something else.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
these are also the same parents who, like, back in the day, they were like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And then nowadays, they're like, I saw on patriot.trump.usa.american eagle that Hillary Clinton is a lizard person and runs a sex trafficking ring out of the back of a Pizza Hut.
my God.
Like, they're going, these are the same exact people.
The thing
So,
is
like,
about our politicians. There are so many. It's about politicians and like the. What's so crazy is that there are so many reasons to genuinely dislike so many of these people. These people have
yeah.
done. They get away with so much stuff, and they live such different lives than us. That there are
Mhm.
reasons to very, very valid reasons to dislike them. You don't have to make shit up. There's no deep conspiracy that you need to make up.
No. Like,
Like,
it's, and it, part of the, and like I said, I think a huge reason as to why they're so against this app is because, like I said, the whole thing with Mark Zuckerberg, they have no control in the matter.
hmm
They have no control in what goes on with TikTok. With Facebook and Meta and things like that, because they're being bought out by Mark Zuckerberg, they have some kind of influence
hmm
on platforms like that where they can like use their power to influence certain things with Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. But they can't do that with TikTok because it's a privately owned company. And
also,
that's what pisses them off.
hmm
That's what pisses them off the most. That they cannot influence the app and they have no control over it and they can't put their old stink all over it.
gross. And I think part of it too is social media in general, but TikTok appears to be particularly the way that we've been doing it. TikTok and Twitter, the way people are talking about like how people are organizing these days,
Yes.
like
Yeah,
talking about like
a lot of social issues
ACLU
and
with the drag
yep.
ban, and then people protesting Cop City in Atlanta and things like
Yeah.
that.
And
Um,
during like the height of the BLM movement, people were like organizing rallies and stuff
mhm.
through social media and TikTok and stuff like that.
And so it's a effort to like as they're making these moves to like limit your rights, basically.
Yep.
Um, they're hindering our ability to communicate with each other, which
Yeah.
is like not surprising,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But yeah, and then one last thing that I will say is they also were talking about how TikTok will never, quote unquote, embrace American values such as freedom. While, like I said earlier,
America doesn't embrace those
companies,
values.
no, literally, but companies like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram have been proven to steal more user data than they ever had in the first place. And then they go and they sell that data to China. That's not the case with TikTok.
Mm-mm.
But, and even like if you watch the hearing, Shou Chu literally called out Facebook, and he was like, I think he said something about like, with all due respect, look at companies like Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. Like they're doing some shady shit
They're doing some shady
in
shit, and you're
with
not
their
fucking with
user
them.
data.
I mean, they did
Exactly.
bring Zuckerberg to testify, I think, at one point, but like it never amounted to anything, honestly.
No, literally. Because again, they were like they they had a kind of agreement going on. So like why would they do harm to somebody who's like giving them or like, influencing them or they can influence?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
Because
And then
they're
they also, yeah, and they also, I don't know if this was done on purpose, but they mispronounced Shochu's name like constantly. Like it after a certain point, it almost seemed like they were doing it on purpose.
they were doing it on purpose.
Like and honestly, like I wouldn't put it past them if they were doing it on purpose, because I'm like, well, yeah, because were you guys literally like it's so they choose not to do it because again, this is a company run by a Chinese man, and they're like, so Mr. Xiao Chu.
So gross. Wait a
I'm
minute,
like, go fuck yourself. Just genuinely go fuck yourself.
isn't he
But
Vietnamese?
I think if I am correct, I think he's Philippine. Let me um Singapore. He was born in Singapore.
Singapore.
Yeah, he
I
was
saw
born in
something
Singapore.
that he was like
Yep.
not.
All right.
It's all wild.
The whole thing's messed up,
Whole
but
thing's messed up.
we should take a break.
Take a
But
break.
actually, wait, before we go, if you out there listening to this, if you want to help TikTok not get banned, contact your local congressperson. Go find their website, find how to get in contact with them, and say that if TikTok gets banned and if you vote to ban TikTok, that you will aggressively work during their next primaries to make sure that they do not win. And
Mm.
you will do everything in your power to make sure that they lose the primaries. Because Congress people, to them, the primaries is where it's at. That's where the stage gets set. So make sure that your local Congress people know what the fuck is up. And with that, let's do the And welcome back. I still look like shit,
Oh
but
no, you look fine. You look
because
great.
I look like fucking the Phantom of the Opera. Like half of my face is all white and washed out, and then the other half of my face is like actually looks like skin. This and
um,
like
we'll fix
we're,
it in post.
this is what I'm saying. I gotta get blackout curtains. But anyway, with the possible destruction of everyone's favorite video sharing app, TikTok, we have decided to go down memory lane and kind of look at some of our favorite trends, sounds, people, just things about TikTok that should it find its demise that we will miss and we will
Maybe we'll remember.
we will remember fondly. So I'd like to start us off, if I may,
For it.
with this one is a recent trend, but I laugh every time it happens. It is the have you seen the trend with the Shawn Mendes like crocodile? It's like
Yeah.
people are they'll take like some object and they're like, "Oh my god, it's Shawn Mendes." And I see people do it with like one of those like hair clips,
Hair
and they'll
clip.
go la la la
La,
la
la, la,
la.
la.
And then there's been a few videos where it like is actually Shawn Mendes, but I like every
Well,
time, but people will find like the most ridiculous shit and then be like, "Oh my God, guys, I made a store. It's Shawn Mendes." And then it's like like a crocodile skinned like purse or something, or something that kind of
or a pair of
looks
tongs.
exactly, yeah. And like, oh my God, guys, Shawn Mendes is over for dinner, and they use like a pair of kitchen tongs and like la 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 la.
What's crazy to me about this too is, again, it shows how like arbitrary and random the internet is. Because
Truly,
I had never even heard of this movie, and it comes from a movie. You have no
yeah.
idea it's coming from a movie.
Uh-huh.
I have never even heard about it. I didn't even not even know about it. I did not even care about it. But
I
this one little moment,
oh truly.
and I mean, I probably still like to see the movie. Probably still like movie's gonna do what it's gonna do. It's probably gonna be
Oh,
nothing. Still,
I don't plan on seeing it, but I thought it was so funny.
it is funny.
Yeah.
Um, a moment that was truly a cultural reset, and of course, again, R.I.P. to this legend. Noodle, Bones or No Bones,
Ah, bones or no bones.
because that used to like get
That
me through.
was oh,
It's like,
truly.
it was one of those. It's kind of like what's it called? Like a horoscope. The way that I would like find ways to make it work.
Is whether it
Like,
was a
oh, it's a Bones day. Well, I did wake up on time. I did make myself a nice
yeah.
breakfast. I would like make
Today's yeah,
excuses to make so Noodle would not like yeah.
today's a if it was like a no bones day, it'd be like, well, I did commit vehicular manslaughter this morning, so maybe there's something to it.
Maybe you know what? I I shouldn't beat myself up. I mean, I did hit that old lady in the
I
crosswalk, but
yeah,
it's
I
a no
did
bones
kind of
day.
I did
Officer,
kind of stab
no
her,
bones day.
but it's a no bones day, so
I
it's
just I
kind.
committed an armed robbery, but it's no bones day, so I just wasn't in the right headspace.
Exactly. It just wasn't in the cards for me today.
Honestly, the way I used bones or no bones, the way people use like astrology for like my behavior, it was
Uh-huh.
wonderful.
Yeah, truly. Um this this one I think this one was more for the gays, the girls and the gays.
Hmm.
Um when we finally were introduced to the start of Miss Dylan Mulvaney's journey of
Mm,
being a girl.
of
Day
course.
one of being a girl, Dylan Mulvaney, like in her journey thus far, has just been so much fun to watch. And as we know, recently she celebrated day 365,
Hmm.
and I'm so like it just has been so much fun and so like interesting to see a process like this. Like she really documented basically the entire thing.
Hmm.
And
Which is
she
good
like
for visibility.
yeah, exactly. And she kind of used it to like take the stigma out of like transitioning and
Hmm.
stuff like that, which I thought was so cool. And I'm a Dylan Mulvaney stan, like through and through. So Dylan, friend of the pod, if you're listening, we love.
You love
Yeah.
something that I like went feral over. Was that lady that like captured bees that were like invading people's houses?
Oh, the Texas Bee Works lady.
Yes. Well, there's so it's like another day of saving the bees. I love her so much.
Yes, yes,
I
yes,
was going,
yes.
and then like, and then the thing was because like the first part is that like she'd just be raw dogging these bees. She'd be like, today someone's I don't know like today someone's baby crib had bees on it, and I could tell just by the vibes that they were friendly bees. So I scooped them up, I put them in a Home Depot bucket, and I took them home. And that's all she really fucking does. And
Literally,
then
like she just shows up. She'll show up in literally like a crop top and
khakis,
jeans
a
and
crop top and
like literally, and then just be like another day of saving this person's Tesla front trunk. Their frunk had a bee nest in it. and I
Eh,
could tell that these bees had never experienced such luxury before. But I wanted to return them to their proper
the
home.
natural habitat, yeah.
So
And she's
I
like, and I
just
only had my
raw
Panera
dogged them.
bag, and I
she
I
she
got my Panera.
used
I
she
only
used
had my son's Happy Meal box
she
and
used
a scoop of
whatever garbage she could find on like her passenger floor like seat. Like there was a CVS receipt, a bag from Panera, an empty Diet Coke can, um,
and
a torn up pair of socks, and I don't know, maybe like an
an old shoe
empty,
she found on the side of the street. And
yep,
she'll
and
take that
then
shit and she'll get those bees. She will
oh
get
yeah,
those bees.
and then
And
an empty tube of lip gloss just for funsies.
just for funsies.
Yeah,
And
just a
what
little lip gloss. Never heard it. Never heard nobody.
and then a part of that too is people would take those audios and they'd like dress their puppies up as bees
Yeah.
and like put them just like it was just such a moment. It was so it's
It
like
true. No, it truly
it's
is.
very wholesome.
Oh my god. Another person who this person I think genuinely I have also grown such an attachment to. Um, do you know? Do you remember the woman Mama Tate? Mama Tater? She's this southern lady who I can't I think she lives in Alabama, but she's like a lady who's got this she's just like a southern peach, and but she's like a like queer rights activist,
Oh
and
love.
she'll just like post videos of like her and her bird just like, "Hi sweetheart, have you eaten lunch yet today? Let's have a little lunch together." And she'll like sit down in front of the camera and just be like, "I got myself a little ham sandwich here from the Piggly Wiggly. They got the best chips I
Oh,
ever did have my little life."
the Piggly Wiggly. Oh my god.
And she truly just Mama Tater, like go look her up. She's truly just I love. She's so sweet and so just she's just such a genuine sweet person. So
A
I
genuine soul.
love 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 love.
She's an angle.
She's an angle.
One of my favorite things is this it's called Sylvanian drama. I don't think anyone knows the actual name, but it's like these felt animals that she I don't know what the person's gender is, but like let me see if I can find this picture because I think you've probably seen it. You've
Okay.
probably it's like and the like it's these most um the most wild like scenarios that like it's this thing. Wait, can you see? Let me turn off.
No, I cannot.
Damn it. Like let me get this. I'm trying to figure out how to show you that like I'll just send it to you. Fuck.
Okay.
It's like these little felt animals, and it'll be like, "We're getting our nails done," and it's like, "OMG, can I come?" No, you're ugly and fat. Heart emoji, and it's like, and then the next scene is her like killing their family and like becoming.
Oh my god. Oh wait, I think I may have seen something like this. I think I remember this.
They are so insane, and they just go. It's just the storytelling is so good
Yeah.
because it's so unhinged. Did you get it?
Yes, I did.
It's
Oh my
it's
god.
so it's the creativity and the storytelling, and then it's like, and the way they always end like crazy. It's like shoots like I shoot my husband. OMG, where did you get your gun? I got it on Depop. OMG, OMG, sustainability, love.
Sustainability girlies.
Oh my
Oh my
god,
god.
it's so good. It's
Okay.
delicious.
I also have to give a special shout out to um a trend that I don't think I would be a person without. Um
Ew.
Cupcake remixes.
Oh, oh yeah.
The cupcake remixes. Like I genuinely don't think my TikTok experience would have been the same had I not discovered the cupcake remixes that people like. There were so many good ones, and I still to this day send like people are still doing them. Like
Oh yeah.
actually
Timeless.
just just recently a friend of mine who from college, he sent me one that was Phantom of the Opera, and it was like the intro to Phantom of the Opera, but it was the Cupcake Moans. So you know how like in the intro it was like the dun 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 dun, but it was that but moaning. So it was like I will send it to you, but oh my god, there was like any song that you could. They even did like television clips. Like there was one that I saw that was a they did a clip from Dance Moms where
Oh
it
my
was
god,
where it was like
I can only imagine.
yeah, it was like during I think it was after they had done like they had done one of their competitions or something, and I literally reposted the clip, but it was so fucking funny to me, and it was like shut your ass. Like they just the amount of unhinged buffoonery is
The
wild and
buffoonery and
crazy.
goonery.
Buffoonery and goonery. So cupcakery and the special shout out to the GFE products. Um,
Beefy?
you'll I it's another one I have to send you, but the GFA products they make remix it. It's you'll see. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. You'll see.
Oh god, okay.
Just trust me on this.
I also feel like we can't talk about TikTok without talking about how Ocean Kelly has like destroyed the game on TikTok. Like
Oh,
Wanda's cunty
truly.
vision into the cut of it. Um,
I genuinely like
so mm, amazing, top tier. Also
just
like
Osh.
very good music in general, but like
Oh yeah,
some of like the remixes they do is just so perfect and beautiful.
truly. Do you remember the the bacon grits egg sausage trend?
Hmm.
Eggs, bacon, grits, sausage. I'm a sandy
Oh yeah,
bitch, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
still take sausage. I'm
Sausage.
a bitch, but I still take sausage. I'm a fat ass, but I still take sausage. Got a flat ass, but I still take sausage.
Sausage. Yeah, so good.
Love. I
Top
did.
10.
Yeah. Um, and then it's this one's more a type of video. This
Hmm.
one, like those, you know, those little videos that people do of like they're restocking their pantry with like all
Hmm.
the plastic organizers with like let's refill the Tide Pods container, let's refill the pasta
The stack
container,
drawer. Yeah.
yeah, let's refill all the little chip bags and the Oreos, and something about those videos just itches my brain.
Really? You
And
into you one of those girlies?
I like it. I really do. Like something about those videos just itches my brain so well, and I could not. I love. They're like my secret shame. Like they're my guilty pleasure. Those types of like cleaning and restocking videos.
Mhm.
Ah, so good.
Some of them, it's kind of wild because they like are expecting like they're like doing like, oh, these glass Voss water bottles or like
Yeah.
some
Or
stuff.
then they'll yeah, or it's like and you can find all this stuff on my Amazon storefront, and then they're
Mhm.
like insanely expensive.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But to them, this is like, you know, cutesy fun.
Hmm.
Like, oh my god,
Oh, they're making money.
I just got the cutest little 24 karat gold encrusted vase to put on my nightstand. And you guys, you have to check it out. It's in my Amazon store. I'm like, did you not
Oh,
hear the first part of that?
did you do you not realize what you're saying? What you're asking me to do?
Yeah, are you not
And you
aware
know,
of the
and
fact
then
that some of us work two jobs?
to make rent, like,
Yeah.
and it's like, and you know, also like, there's like 52 girls that are like getting this shit and making their own TikToks about it that are only getting like 5 or 6 views, and I'm like, you
Oh,
just spent.
yeah.
Mm,
You just spent so
mm.
much money to restock your pantry,
Like, I'm
and
also
then
having fun, but like, that's too
yeah,
much.
and then you got like 12 views on your video. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I truly am.
Sorry, Diva, but this is not
Mm,
it.
It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no from me.
Right?
I think
What do
that like
you got one final
one final one. One thing
yeah.
that just works my entire pussy out. Those videos of it's like Vogue cuts where it's like someone's like slipping on ice and then it's like someone like dipping.
Oh, yes, 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 yes,
It's
yes.
like a little kid there walking and they're running and then they fall over and it's someone like hitting it like it's so good.
So
I
good.
love those. Or it's
Yeah.
like the whole like the hurricane,
Oh,
Katrina,
Katrina,
like
Katrina, 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 Katrina.
so good. Here
Yeah.
comes the hurricane, bitch. Ow.
And then one final special shout out to, I think, one of our favorites, kind of just as a collective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Slay what you wanna slay and let the slay slow. Honestly, I wanna see you slay, slay.
And you know ways you could slay by checking out Lace in the Case podcast
Yeah.
on
And speaking of slaying, like, subscribe, rate, and review the latest and the gayest on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public. Please follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, which will hopefully still be a thing. Um, at
maybe.
TLATG Pod to stay up to date on all things the latest and the gayest. And check out our link tree, which can be found in the bio of all of our social medias to stay up to date on all the tea and find all our social media links and where you can listen to the show. And you can also find some charitable organizations that we are promoting at the moment. And also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find all past and present episodes of The Latest and the Gayest the day that they come out. And you can find the video episode of this week's brand new episode up every Wednesday. And you can see how terrible I look in this lighting.
Oh no, you look
And
fine.
with that, we thank you for joining us for a walk down memory lane and slaying how you want to slay. And now, if you'll excuse us, we have to go let loose.
Oh yeah,
I have to go let loose because
I'm
there's
gonna let
just
loose, honey.
there's just no use in not letting loose.
You have no excuse.
Goodbye.
To let loose.